So I'm back after the light build. Made some minor modifications to what I think feels good. Again, you can tweak the colors to what you feel is good, but just to quick review what I did, I updated my lighting intensity to 6.5, my directional light, updated the intensity of my skylight to 0.35, and updated my fog density to 0.3, and played with the colors here and there to get the values that I like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some lights to our statues because they are looking a bit dark. So to do that, I'm going to go to Window, Modes, Point Light, drag it in, and I'm going to bring this over to here, zoom in over to my statue, and I'm going to turn off cast shadows, and I'm going to change the intensity to about 3000, and I'm going to change my radius to about let's say 250. I'm going to make it a nice red color. And just add another one on the other side. And right here on his face, some evil looking colors here. I'm going to click all three. And maybe make some minor tweaks on the settings of these, the placement of these lights. Then I'm going to copy my flame particle effect. Hit Control R so I can see what it looks like. Actually, I'm not going to not use that. I'm going to go back to my content browser. And let's see, I think there's something called Night Hammer Fire. See what that looks like. Oh, not what I'm looking for. Nope, not looking at that either. I think Torch Fire should just do fine. We'll scale it up a little bit. Kind of do it like that flame skull kind of vibe. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Hit Control R, turn that off. And I'm going to do some more point light work just to kind of fill in some of the gaps that I have. So I'm going to go to Window, Modes, Point Light, turn off cast shadows. I'm going to set a higher radius, let's say around 1500. And I'm going to set the intensity, not so harsh, but like 2000. I'm going to give it a little bit of blue tint. Kind of put it in the middle of my scene. Clone it, pull it back over here in this corner, and clone it one more in this corner as well. And I'm gonna also duplicate this guy, just pull it back and then duplicate it again, move it behind my scene, and kind of do like a backlighting situation, and bring the intensity up to around 4,000, set my radius to about 2,500, and a nice orange light. And duplicate another one of these guys back here to kind of fill in the darker areas. So do another quick lighting rebuild, and we're going to do some cool details with snow and additional particle effects. Alright, so we're going to do some cool things with vertex painting. As you can imagine, the map is a snowy map, but none of our structures have snow on them or feel weathered. It feels too clean. So to do that, again, you have to make sure that the materials of the assets you're using support vertex painting. In the case of this project and the assets we're using, they do. So you can click on an object, go to Window, go to Modes, and click on Paint. And we can go to Vertex Weight Painting, and texture type or alpha RGB at the very bottom, and basically we can paint and erase different textures. So I'm going to do a paint texture index 2 and a erase index number 1. And if I now, you see there's all these dots, that's all the verts of this object. If I hit Control, I'm starting to paint. As you can see, it's starting to weather away. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for snow. So we can erase. So basically for this one, I am painting texture 1 and I'm erasing texture 4. So with that, I'm allowed to vertex paint some snow on these guys. I'm going to do that around these assets, give them a little bit of a snowy feel. And in the shadier spots, add more snow. Just make sure you click the mesh you want to paint, and then you should get these green verts to where your painting will apply. Now I'm just going to go through and apply it to here a little bit. And each material, though, reacts differently to what you paint. Meaning that, in this case, with painting texture 1 and deleting texture 4 on the platform, it actually does kind of dirt, how would you say, scratches and distortions. That doesn't make it clean. It makes the map look cool, adds more detail. So we can try doing something else. We can paint texture 2 and erase texture 3. And see how that reacts on different surfaces. Again, you just want to play around and see what you feel is right for your scene in terms of vertex painting. So I'm just going to do some random weathering around these pieces here. Add some snow to these guys. Just going through and adding more vertex painting. And I'm just going to go back to my modes here, minimize that. And then already you can see just by adding vertex painting, things look a lot better. Now we can also add in some snow particle effects. We can go to our window, content browser, and while we have particle system on, we'll type in snow. And what we want is P blowing snow, and put that in the world. Just rotate it around so you'll see it. If you're not seeing it, you probably don't have real-time mode on. So just, again, Control R for real-time. So I'm just gonna duplicate this guy a couple times so we get some snow particles blowing around. And I'm gonna add one more particle effect while I'm in real-time mode. Content browser. And I believe it is called it's a fog I'm looking for. I think it's called avalanche snow. Yeah, that's the one. And I'm gonna put it out here where my snow piles are. And then lastly, I'm going to add in P snow haze snow hole. And there you go. Things look a lot more alive, and they feel like this place is a cold, wintry environment, but it's a nice daytime feel. Now I'm going to do some post-process work. And with post-process, we can really tweak a lot of the colors and tints of our scene to get more punch from what we have.